Welcome back to another edition of Good Evening KU. My name is Paige Adamany.
And I'm Jaden Scott.
And so I guess to get us started, probably the most recent information that's come about today is that KU Senate leaders, the top three, were called to resign last week by, I believe, the Executive Council. And as of 5 p.m. right now, today, it looks like they so far have not.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
Well, so there's a Senate meeting tonight, correct?
Yeah.
So I assume, I don't know, I heard there were petitions for both sides, some signing that they should resign, the others supporting them. Did you hear about the petitions?
I did, yeah, and it sounded like the ones for support did look a lot stronger. So maybe the petitions hadn't really gotten around as far as like to other social media accounts, to everyone, but it definitely looks like they do have strong support. But tonight, though, it is a live streamed meeting, so you can definitely like kind of check it out and see what the Senate has to say now. However, the other day, they did release an action statement or action plan. So we'll see now where things go. But let's see, last night's KU game, though. Speaking of KU.
Oh, man, do we have to talk about that? Oh, we had the lead for almost the whole game. I don't know what happened. We just completely, we had an 11-point lead, and then we just completely fell apart after that. They couldn't make their shots. They couldn't rebound. It was terrible to watch.
Yeah, and I did not catch the game, so maybe for the better. I didn't see what happened because that would be pretty disappointing.
Yes, hopefully we can bounce back from that, use it as a learning experience, and improve from there. But tomorrow the women's team plays, so hopefully they'll have better luck.
Yeah.
And it's a home game, I think, at 7 against Memphis.
Yes. And better to have our losses now, I think, than in March when we really want to get those wins in.
Yes,
so,
that's true.
So we'll see then what happens. And then it looks like Zoolander 2 trailer came out, and I guess for most people that's like just another movie trailer maybe, but I feel like that's kind of like a big cult hit now. Like people love Zoolander.
I'm excited.
So,
it comes out in February, which is my birthday month, so
you have a plan
I'll definitely be going to see that.
Yeah, and I know we both took a look inside, and it looks pretty good. So
yeah, it looks funny.
It's a hard one to follow up.
Yeah, it is a hard one. That's true. The sequel is usually not as good as the first one, but Owen Wilson, Ben Stiller, Will Ferrell, what more can you ask for?
It's a great trio. And then Thanksgiving is next week already. I can't believe it. But
I know, this is our last show before break.
Yeah, and I'm excited now to have like a nice long Thanksgiving break. What are you doing though?
I am just going home, which is only like an hour away, so nothing too exciting. We usually go to my uncle's house, eat food till we're sick, you know.
Yeah.
Typical Thanksgiving. Do you have big plans?
For this year I actually do. Typically we just go home, like I stay home in Kansas City with my family, but this year we're going to Florida to visit my grandparents for Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh,
so
you're going to Florida?
I'm excited. Yeah,
That's
it'll be nice
exciting.
and warm. So
Cal's in Florida right now.
He is, yeah. So he, I guess, can let me know how the weather is going down there. And then since Thanksgiving is next week, we here at Good Evening KU want to hear some of your disastrous stories. There was a hashtag going out lately that is hashtag worst Thanksgiving ever. And so we'd like to hear some of maybe your stories and share them at next Tuesday's Good Morning KU. So.
Okay, and they're supposed to tweet at Media Crossroads.
At Media Crossroads, yes, that's right. And then coming up next, that's all we have, I know, for this. Unless you have anything else you want to talk about Thanksgiving? Do you have a disastrous story at all?
No, thankfully I don't. So.
I don't either, so it'll be interesting to see what they have to share. But up next, we have
Tyler, and he will be interviewing someone from GIS Day.
Yeah, all right, so we'll catch you soon.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you. Your identity for life. The University of Kansas. A great place to be you.
I'm Tyler Sotart, and I have David Weekley here from GIS Day, and he is the GIS Day chairman, is what he is. portrayed to me. So just tell us a little bit about what GIS Day is and why we have it.
GIS Day originated as a grassroots movement back in 1999. This is the 14th year that we've had the event here at KU, my first year here as a part of it. But GIS Day is just a day for academics, businesses, students, and researchers to come together and share their research abilities, ideas, and everything, and celebrate GIS as a tool which we use for analysis and everyday as an everyday tool.
So what does GIS stand for?
GIS is Geographic Information Systems.
Okay. And so from what I know is a lot of this has to do with the GPS systems we have today. I mean, whenever any of you students are pulling up your maps or your weather on your iPhone, I mean, this is where it comes from. So I mean, this is obviously a real appreciation that we do have here, and I think all students should take part in. So, why should everyone appreciate it though? Like, and from your perspective,
GIS it's really an unsung hero in society today. It impacts much more than people realize. When people ask me what I do and I say GIS, I also often get confused looks because they don't understand what it is. But at its heart, it's a system to store spatial data, and you can also use non-spatial data as well. But it goes into everything from disaster response, like FEMA, floodplain management, telecommunications, like we had a presenter from Sprint today talking about radio frequencies. So basically your cell reception, they use GIS to analyze that, where they should place towers, everything along those. So if you've ever had dropped reception, or if you're in a place where there's too many people, those engineers from those telecommunications companies will analyze that data to improve your call quality. But GIS goes far beyond that. Mm-hmm. We had speakers about urban food access. We had a guy from NOAA speaking about how they use it in their weather broadcast and everything. So.
And you said you had was it a professor, or who was it from VCU today, and a couple other schools around the country? I know this is kind of it's a bigger event, so we have schools branching out from all over the country, and so I know that this is an important thing. It's an important deal from what you've told me. So who else came out here, and what did they have to say?
We had presenters we had one from Virginia Commonwealth. Hers was on river research that she does out there in Richmond, Virginia. We had another from NOAA, National Weather Service. He works for both of those. His was, he took us on a history through how they've used GIS as a part of the company, as well as some of their proprietary software that they use. We had another one who spoke on urban food access in food deserts. Another on just changes in GIS over time, again, in terms of data storage, spatial resolution, and just changes that have occurred over time with that. Because back in the 80s, they'd be working on extremely small data sets, but the computing power just wasn't enough to handle it. And advances in computing technology now have made the job much simpler, much easier. Mm-hmm. And today we also had student presenters in a competition out in the lobby as well that took place.
What was the competition?
They just presented their own research interests, everything from some cartographic design in terms of flood levels in New York City, to storm cell tracking, to glacial research in terms of calving glaciers and how the icebergs move mm-hmm. away from the glacial terminus. So.
Well, I mean, clearly these are all like just out of the box, but really interesting topics. I mean, and I know anybody who can apply themselves to it will probably enjoy it. But how can people be a part of GIS Day at KU? It's
a free event. It occurs, I believe, the third Wednesday of every November. Mm-hmm. And it's an event that takes place nationwide. I'm not sure how many campuses get involved with it, how many different events there are. I know at one time it was approaching 1,000 across the nation. We're obviously just one of them.
Yeah.
But it was a free event. We do put flyers out each year. I don't think we chalked the pavement, but we thought about it. But yeah, it's held here in Alderson Auditorium each year, and it's free. So we encourage anybody to register and come and be a part of it. And
Yeah, well, I mean, I think as these progress, I think we should start chalking up those sidewalks, because that's clearly the only way to. That's one of the best ways to branch out to these KU students, because otherwise, usually they're on their phone, and then when they're not, they might be looking down at something with their feet. So
That's true.
Maybe it
That's
is the
true.
chalk. But anyway, we want to thank David for being on today, and clearly, I mean, if you aren't a part of the GIS Day or the association, you should probably look into it, because your life is fairly dependent on it. But anyway. Thank you for having on, and next up, we'll be back with the news.
I'm Charlie Sides, and this is your Good Evening KU News Update for Wednesday, November 18th. Authorities are still working on the aftermath of the terrorist attack in Paris this weekend. ISIS has claimed the responsibility for the coordinated attacks that killed more than 120 people. French President Francois Hollande called the shootings an act of war and has already retaliated. 2 fighter planes with laser-guided bombs destroyed an Islamic State munitions dump in Syria on Sunday.
The rest of the world has directed its sympathy and support for Paris with tricolor representation. Many of the world's most famous landmarks have been decorated in the blue, white, and red colors of the French flag. On Facebook, hundreds of thousands of members have pledged their support by adding the 3 colors to their profile pictures.
At home in the U.S., President Obama's national security team is reassuring the American people that a similar attack on the U.S. is not likely. The Director of National Security Advisor Ben Rhodes says the major difference between Europe and the U.S. is thousands of Syrian sympathizers have traveled to Syria and to fight before returning to Europe. There are less than 50 of those fighters who have returned to the U.S. and they are being tracked by authorities.
Moving on to other news, the KU Senate Student Executive Committee has demanded the resignation of the student body vice president and president. The committee gave Jesse Pringle and Zach George and Chief of Staff Adam Moon a vote of no confidence with a 6-3 vote last week. If the 3 do not resign, an impeachment process could begin immediately. The 3 are being criticized for refusing to stand in solidarity at last week's campus town hall meeting.
The first big game on the men's basketball schedule ended with a 79-73 loss against 13th-ranked Michigan State Spartans Tuesday night in Chicago at the Champions Classic. The Jayhawks are now 1-1 and will travel to Hawaii to play in the Maui Invitational Monday against Chaminade, Tuesday against the winner of UCLA and UNLV, and Wednesday hopefully in the championship game. All games will be broadcasted on ESPN.
And finally, if you're in need of a little bright news, Sunday afternoon was quite the day in Philadelphia. Citizens in West Philadelphia were shocked to see zebras running around their city. The zebras escaped from the Unisur Soul Circus at the Mann Center for the Performing Arts. A low-speed chase ensued, and the police soon tweeted that the zebras were unharmed and in custody. That will wrap it up for today's news update. Please keep watching, and after the break, we'll have a weather update. Hi, welcome back. We are here with Cal on Skype. He's currently in Florida. Cal?
Yes, I came down to Florida for a kind of a vacation, and it was light when I first Skyped in, but as you can see, it's a little dark now, but the waves are behind me. I am getting ready to head to the restaurant/bar, and look for Paige's grandparents so that I can warn them that she's coming.
So you're in the same area that Paige is going?
I am Gulf side, so I don't know exactly where her grandparents are, but you can tell her that it was about 87 degrees today.
Oh my gosh, it's been cold and rainy here, so I'm jealous.
Yes, well, you have the Jayhawks, but there's nothing better than a beach, and if it was light, you could see the waves behind me.
I can hear the waves.
And they just got my shoes wet, so my shoes are soaked now, so I guess I'm going to call it an early night and go have some fun.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow is actually my birthday, so I'm going to walk the beach and hang out on the beach pretty much all day and do nothing.
Oh, happy early birthday. Are you
you.
sunburned? Have you been
So
wearing
you guys are going to play
sunscreen?
the game next, right?
Yes.
All right, well, I'll let you go so I can get back on to this fabulous technology and I can actually watch the show from here.
Okay, have a good birthday.
All right, you guys have a good Thanksgiving. Everybody be
too.
safe and happy.
Okay. Thanks, Cal.
Bye.
Bye.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Hi, and welcome back. I'm Burkett,
I'm Paige.
and we're your hosts today with the game of Newsflash. Today we have our special stand-up, Griffin. Griffin is over there ready to go. We're going to describe to him in forms of questions on where he is, and let's see if he knows.
Yeah, let's
All
get
right,
started.
Let's go. Hey, Griffin, how are you today?
I'm doing just great, and I'm really excited about what's going on over here, and that it looks like it's a big deal, and I'm really glad that I'm here.
Good.
All right. And how did this all start happening? How did you end up here?
Well, someone called me and they said, Griff, there's something going on, and I want you to go check it out. And I thought it was a carnival or something like that, so I went down and I got some cotton candy, and I decided, you know what, I'm just going to stick around and enjoy myself and have fun.
Wow, and so when you saw those people and you got your cotton candy, do you think they were hungry for cotton candy as well, or?
Something else?
You know, I think lots of people are hungry, and they want some food, and I wanted some food.
Good.
So yeah, I think it's just a party atmosphere.
Wow.
Are you afraid? Are you scared of what's happening right now? They look kind of angry.
I think that it might be starting to boil over, but I'm just trying to keep my cool and try to be, really settled here. I think that's the best thing I can do.
And with being settled, do you think maybe the best instinct is maybe to quickly think on your feet?
Are you gonna fight them for the food? It kind of looks like
run
there's
away.
Run away.
You gonna hide?
It's a really good question. I think I might run eventually
I
once
would be
they
running.
are really going for the food. But for right now, I think I'm just going to stay here and kind of soak up exactly what's going on.
Okay, I think.
Do you have any idea of where you are?
Where I think I'm on it looked like a boardwalk, I think.
No.
Okay, far from one.
Oh, are you actually asking me what I think I'm standing in front of?
Yes.
Is it like a zombie apocalypse?
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
that
it
what's going on?
is. That is
Good
exactly
job.
what's going on. They are wanting to eat your brains right now.
Yes,
All right.
not
They are
cotton candy,
coming for you.
unfortunately.
Yeah, you are the cotton candy in their eyes. Well, thank you so much, Griffin, for playing our game. And Paige, you want to take us out?
Yeah, so but don't forget to follow us on Media Crossroads on Twitter. You can see our our handle right below. And then don't forget the worst Thanksgiving ever hashtag. Again, sign in at Media Crossroads with that, and then we'll have you featured next week on Tuesday's Good Morning KU. All right, we'll see you all tomorrow for Good Morning KU at 10.